wounded in the house of his friends. Chapter 3. God always remembers. I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine espousals, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness. What iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? My people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. My people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns, that can hold no water. It is an evil thing and bitter, that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God. Jeremiah 2 verses 2 and 5, 11, 13, 19. I remember thee. Is it not enough to make us ashamed of our forgetfulness of him? He never, not even for one moment, forgets us. And if we did but set our love on him and become absorbed with him, as he has set his love on us, and is, so to speak, wrapped up in us, we could never forget him. It is not only us that he remembers, too, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine espousals, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness. Yet what a cold thing our love for him was, even at its best and warmest. Does not this declaration of his remembrance of it show us, more than anything else perhaps, how he prizes our love? What a value he sets on it! How he longs and watches for it, and desires to possess it entirely! His own is so great that he cannot be indifferent as to how much of ours we will give him in return. He so desires it, that, as one has said, his heart is melted when he has it, he is overcome by it. Turn away thine eyes from me, for they have overcome me. Song of Solomon 6 verse 5. We have thought our God invincible, but here we find there is one thing that can overcome him: our love. And he delights to be thus overcome. Shall we not let him be? Shall we not cry with the psalmist, I will love thee, O Lord? In those days when our heart did burn with love for him, Israel was holiness unto the Lord, verse 3. It is when our love is waning that holiness loses its beauty and desirableness in our eyes. And how is it that all this has changed? He himself wants to know. He asks what iniquity we have found in him, that we are gone far from him, and have walked after vanity, emptiness, a thing of naught. He brought us into a plentiful country, to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof, but when ye entered, ye defiled my land, and made my heritage an abomination. Verse 7. Yes, it has been so. Men have seen that ours was a good land and a desirable, and have been on the point of entering it themselves, because they saw when they looked upon us that we had found it a fruitful and good land. But a little time elapses, and they look on us again, and lo, we have defiled the land. Sin has come in, we have had contact with dead things, and everything that we touch becomes defiled. Numbers 9. And thus we have hindered some who would have entered. Wherefore I will yet plead with you. Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Yes, my people have been worse than the heathen, for they hold to their gods, which are yet no gods. But my people have changed their glory, a reality, not a nothing. Isaiah 60 verse 19, Zechariah 2 verse 5, for that which doth not profit. This forsaking the living God and letting idols usurp his place in our hearts is the initial step which leads many and many a one into the broad paths of sin. Thus it was in Jeremiah 5, where we find him saying, verse 31, the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? Truly a wonderful and horrible thing. Verse 30. Thou hast fretted me in all these things. Among my people, those whom he had set apart to be holy unto himself, are found wicked men. Verse 26. Well may he exclaim, be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid, be ye very desolate, for my people have committed two evils, they have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns, that can hold no water. Could you believe anybody would be so foolish? Fancy hewing out broken cisterns, hewing them, too, deliberately expending their labor and strength on them, forsaking the fountain of living waters, than which there could be no better, no fuller supply, for cisterns that cannot possibly hold water. Not only have we no water wherewith to refresh our own weary, thirsty souls, but we can no longer water others. He has provided that we shall have a continual exhaustless supply for ourselves, and that from us shall flow rivers of water for others. John 7 verse 38. We have gone into captivity, and the enemy has spoiled us. Hast thou not procured this unto thyself, in that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God when he led thee by the way? Have you in heart gone back into the world? What hast thou to do in the way of Egypt? Ah, what indeed? Thou hast been redeemed out of Egypt, and thy Redeemer brought thee into the good land he had promised thee. Deuteronomy 6 verse 23, Exodus 6 verses 6 to 8. It is indeed an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God. No wonder when we wake up to find how we have grieved him who treasures up the memory of our love in time past. No wonder that, in our shame and grief at having so wounded him, we lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us, for we have sinned against the Lord our God. No wonder that we cry, there is no hope, no, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go. I elected to follow strangers, and now after them must I go. No wonder that we exclaim, depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. There is hope, there is lifting up, even for you, dear reader. Do you say, how can there be? In this fact, that he who remembers our love forgets our coldness. He remembers us, but will not remember our sins. Our gracious God has a wonderful memory. He remembers some things so long, and forgets others so quickly. He remembers just the best things about us, and forgets the things we are ashamed of, sorely though we have wounded him in them. In case it should be possible that through the multitude of our sins, he should be, as it were, almost obliged to remember them even against his will. He says, I, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for my own sake, and will not remember thy sins. Put me in remembrance, Isaiah 43 verses 25 to 26. He remembers what is done by their enemies to the hurt of his people, 1 Samuel 15 verse 2, and visits it on their oppressors. He takes into consideration our weakness. He graciously remembers that we are dust, Psalm 103 verse 14. A woman can forget her child, yet will not he forget us, Isaiah 49 verse 15. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me, Isaiah 44 verse 21. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, Jeremiah 30 verse 14. Though we have behaved so basely towards him, this is all he has to say to us. And then there is more still. He not only hearkened and heard them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name, and spake to one another about him, but he had a book of remembrance written to commemorate what had so delighted him to hear, Malachi 3 verse 16. Shall we not cry from the depth of our heart, we will remember thy love? Song of Solomon 1 verse 4. The desire of our soul is to the remembrance of thee, Isaiah 26 verse 8. My Lord, dost thou remember this of me, my love, so poor, so cold? Oh, if I had but loved thee more! Yet thou hast pardoned. Let me pour my life's best wine for thee, my heart's best gold, worthless, yet all I have, for very shame, that thou shouldst tell me, calling me by name. Thus saith Jehovah, I remember thee. My Lord, dost thou remember this of me, the day of thine own power? The love of mine espousal sweet, the laying wholly at thy feet, of heart and life, in that glad, willing hour. That love was thine, I gave thee but thine own, and yet the voice falls from the emerald throne, thus saith Jehovah, I remember thee. My Lord, dost thou remember this of me? Forgetting every fall, forgetting all the treacherous days, forgetting all the wandering ways, with fullness of forgiveness covering all, casting these memories, a hideous store, into the crimson sea, forevermore, and only saying, I remember thee. My Lord, art thou indeed remembering me? Then let me not forget. Oh, be thy kindness all the way, thy everlasting love today, in sweet perpetual remembrance set, before my view, to fill my marvelous gaze, and stir my love, and lift my life to praise, because thou sayest, I remember thee.